Hi, welcome to Garage Customs. I'm Tim Roble, your host. Today I'm going to be touching on how to install the Longevity Force Cut 60i high frequency start used in conjunction with the Torchmate CNC plasma system. Alright, once you've received your Longevity Force Cut 60i and you have it placed where you want it in conjunction with the table, I made a trip down to local Lowe's or Home Depot and bought a 5/8 by 8 foot ground rod with a couple clamps to attach it. I also bought a couple alligator clips that we're going to use and some wire as a tag. Made a trip to Radio Shack and I bought a bunch of snap choke cores. What that is a little choke that goes on the end of the cable and it reduces the radio noise. You're supposed to cancel it out. Came back, used the cordless drill with a concrete bit, drilled down into the concrete about a 1/2 inch, took a punch and a hammer, loosened things up a little more, and got right through it. Took about 2 minutes. Took the rod, installed the rod, went down about 4 foot by hand. And use the hammer to drive it the rest of the way. Once you have your ground installed, the grounding procedure is pretty easy. What you'll do is you'll come out of the front of the machine with the normal ground clamp, come out of that to your ground with your little fitting. I cut that right then and spliced it and came back up into the table where the clip is. And then off of that clip I installed a small tag to come out here with an alligator clip to the material. Out of the back of the machine there is also another earth ground that I came and ran into the top to the earth ground here. I've wrapped all of our control cables, including the USB, with the snap chokes and with aluminum foil. Around that aluminum foil I've took and spliced stripped back a piece of copper wire, just normal 12 gauge automotive, and wrapped it around the foil and then ran that back down to the earth ground. Also took on the back of the control box, just did a small little clamp and ran that down to earth ground. So now we have a pretty good extensive grounding system. Really cuts down on the radio frequency noise. One thing that I found that was probably the most important is to move the control box as far away from the torch head as possible. Alright, here we have the cable that's been wrapped around. This runs down to earth ground. Everything that I have set up on this machine is at a cable length. While we're down here at the front of the machine, simple, just the amperage. Nice little amperage dial. You'd be really precise with it. And post flow for the after cut. I have both switches set to manual and timed. It doesn't seem to matter which position these are in for the CNC operation. This here would be your ground. This would be your controller. One of the extra controllers that would be used on a different machine hangs. And then this is the torch that's hooked up. Up here we have our CNC controller, and I have that at a full cord length away from the torch head. And then here we go, our USB cord. This is what the snap choke looks like from Radio Shack, in a nice little bag like this. They were about 15 bucks. And with the system set up like we have it, I've had no failures to run or haven't been kicked offline yet. So thanks for tuning in this week. Stay tuned for next week and we'll be showing you different cut parameters and how the machine actually works.